This is Scott Wilkins with Backstage View. We're here with Jeb Puryear from Donna The Buffalo, the great band, here in the Ardmore in Philadelphia. Jeb, nice meeting you and hanging out. First question I want to ask you is, you guys have a lot of festivals that you are like the host band or you run it. But what are those festivals that you have? About 4 of them or so?
Well, the main one is Grassroots. We started that. And then, so this will be our 27th year. And then we did...
That's in July, right?
Yeah. Second to last weekend in July. And that's in Trumansburg.
Right.
And then we found a property in North Carolina. And so we do twice a year down there.
Whereabouts?
And that's just outside of Chapel Hill.
Oh, nice.
Shikori Hills, Grassroots. And then we launched one in Miami. But and that was at Virginia Key, and we're doing something there small this year. But we ran for 5 years, and it was just we didn't quite get over the threshold there. But it was awesome. We met so many great people, and so we had to retreat a little bit, and then we amass some more forces and go down there and do it up.
So you and Tara have been together. The rest of the band changed over a little bit, but then a lot of the guys.
You can't expect everyone to be as stupid as me and Tara. Tara's like, I want to live. I want to go home and stay for a while.
Well, I've always been most impressed. You don't use a pick on the guitar. That's an amazing thing. Who were some of your influences? Anyone particular that that style?
I really grew up playing the fiddle. That's how me and Tara met.
Oh,
We're playing old time fiddle music, which is really easy to make friends doing because if you go to an old time festival, there's a bunch of people hanging around camping around their cars, and you can just walk up with a instrument and start playing together and whatnot. So that's how we met. And then we started playing this different kinds of music. She was a songwriter, wrote songs. And then so slowly we started just playing some different types of music. And in a way, old time music is really brilliant, but it's very fast, and a lot of people can keep up with it. Or if you do keep up with it, it's like super exciting.
Yeah.
But this music is definitely more easily communicative, like to a broader.
She was a songwriter. Well, now you're a songwriter too. I mean, it's a big part of your world.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, so like, do you just constantly write songs on a regular basis, or is it more like when there's an album to put out, you put the pedal to the metal?
No, I'm more just write consistently.
Right.
I actually don't do that good under I just try to stay ahead of it because, well, for one, it's kind of fun. I got a lot on my mind. Stuff like that. But every now and then, you go through a stretch where you don't write very much. It sort of makes you wonder. It's like, or one thing about writing is sometimes you're tempted to draw some sort of conclusion about what's happening, and sometimes they're harder to draw a conclusion about than others. Certain things you go through in your life.
It could be therapeutic in a way.
It could be if you could figure out what the fuck was happening. It could be really therapeutic.
What brought on the no pick style?
Oh, I was just really bad with a pick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was, what do they say? Necessity is the mother of invention or something.
Yeah.
But I just liked. I guess from playing the fiddle, being a kid. And it's so bodily, and you can really feel it. And somehow holding that little pick and it just was like there was something between me and where I needed to get. And so
sure you must be asked the question about how the band got its name. I've heard the version.
We have several different stories, even within the group.
Well,
Tara will tell one story, and I tell a different one.
You want to make up a third one tonight?
Yeah, we can make up a third. No, she likes making them up too.
Well, what is your version?
But they say, eyewitness accounts are very unreliable. There's, in courts of law, they have giant studies on, and ear-witness accounts are also very unreliable. But no, what had happened is, I had a friend, and we were thinking about names, and they were trying to get a name with Buffalo in it, and so they were fooling around. And then somebody had suggested Dawn of the Buffalo, which is a perfectly good...
Dawn, D-A-W-N.
Yeah, perfectly good name. Except, we had never even played a gig. I mean, we played, you know what I mean? That sounded like a band that should know what they're doing. So, but then somebody was messing around with it, and then pronounced it in like a Long Island accent, like Dawn of the Buffalo, and then it turned into Donna the Buffalo, and then everybody got a kick out of this imagery of this big buffalo character,
right?
Woman, I guess, named Donna,
right?
And then the first poster had sort of a shapely buffalo standing on two legs.
That's it.
So anyway, that's the way that happened.
All right, nice.
Used to breathe in love when it's meant to be.
Nice. So you guys, the style of music, you're so much more than we got introduced to you at bluegrass festivals, but yet Zydeco festivals, or like, how do you describe?
Well, we were pretty lucky. I mean, that was one of the reasons we started our own festival, was that festivals in the past have been very you either had a bluegrass festival or bluegrass old time, or then you had rock shows, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But fortunately, everything started mixing and matching, and so since we'd grown up in that, going to folk festivals and old time music festivals, even though we were playing this kind of music, we wanted to be involved in that. So we thought, well, we'll put on our own festival, and we're influenced by several. One was a Clearwater festival that Pete Seeger put on, and this guy Phil Garner, who we actually just played his venue the other day, the early years, like the first couple of years of Clearwater, but anyway, we're lucky to be able to be included in all this, because we're sort of like a folk rock kind of thing, or whatever. So we get to play Merle Fest and these different festivals. Right. And then festivals really opened up at that time and started having all types of bands at them,
You've got such a audience base that when you guys did this Kickstarter, I think you were at least one of the first ones I've ever heard of to do that with the bus, and it came out, great timing, people reacted.
Yeah.
Very dedicated fan base.
Very, very much so, and Tara really pulled most of that together and kind of kept the juices flowing on that.
Right.
Her and Barnaby mainly, but it exceeded my expectations by a good bit,
Yeah.
In a way, it's kind of uncomfortable asking people. I thought we ought to do a Kickstarter to make a record instead, because I feel a little weird asking people
Sure.
for money, but And since nobody buys records anymore, they just steal them.
Yeah.
Or it's even worse is they don't even bother stealing them. They don't even listen to them anymore. You know what I mean? You have to promote it enough to get somebody to steal it. So
the shows are a good.
Yeah, thankfully
that.
we play.
Yeah,
you
the
know.
shows seems to be the spot that people buy it.
Yeah, but even then, there's a vast amount of people that don't even have a CD player.
Right.
So you're really. Well, I knew the gig was up when my son. We were thinking about this one song. My son was about this high, and we're gonna go on iTunes, and what you need to put in you need to put a password, sign up, put in an email address and a credit card number, or you could just go to this other site and just click on it. You know what I mean? Yeah, and it was just a sort of an eye opener. I mean, I knew it was over already.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how. It was, like you can know intellectually it's over, and then that was viscerally like, whoa, it's over.
Yeah.
It's all over.
It was over a real long time ago.
No, it was, yeah.
And then it kind of came back a little bit, but through different channels, not your usual record store place.
Yeah.
It's the shows pretty much.
Yeah, the shows, absolutely. But so anyway, whatever happens. It's all right. So anyway, back to the Kickstarter thing. To me, so you still need to make a record, and it's kind of expensive to make.
Right.
So in that way. But as far as the bus thing goes, I can still justify it the same way because we used to make a record and we sell quite a few of them.
Yeah. For a long time, right?
Yeah.
How long have you guys been a band?
132 years.
132 years,
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
We did good. I mean, we're lucky.
Yeah.
Well, in one way, it's a lot of musicians struggle with keeping their attitudes up to snuff sometimes because not everybody can be like the Beatles or whatever and play stadiums.
Right.
But then sometimes I look at it like, well, how many people play golf and enjoy golf? Like, lots, right? Mm-hmm. And then what are the percentage of people that make money playing golf? Right. It's like not very many. It's about the same for musicians. Like, if you can go out and you got something compelling enough and make money playing music, you're actually in a pretty
good spot.
Give yourself a little pat on the back, and not.
Yeah. It's too many people try and don't
not ruin your life by
well, listen,
shooting yourself in the head or something like that.
The site is DonnaTheBuffalo.com.
Yes.
And you guys are constantly on tour, and everyone should check you out for the next upcoming shows and certainly the special festivals that you do. And I appreciate you sitting down and talking with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, man.